Hello, everyone, and welcome to Earp Sister Feels. This is our episode number 13. My name is Kevin Batchelder, and on this video, I'm going to be discussing the Wynonna Earp episode Whiskey Lullaby, which is from Season 2, episode number 6. Appreciate you folks checking out the videos. Always a blast doing these and getting other folks involved and getting the feedback from all of you. This is so much fun. I love it, and boy, are we getting into some big Earp Sister stuff here at this point in Season 2. But I do want to stop quickly and say that if you are new to these videos or you are unaware of what's going on with the problems with Wynonna Earp moving forward into Season 4, by all means, stop this video right now, drop it like a hot potato, and go to fightforwynonna.com and check out all the details about what's going on and how you can get involved to help. Very critical, very important. I know many of you are aware, but for those who might not be, we don't want to miss anyone. We need everyone involved. So by all means, check that out. All right, back to our videos and having some fun with these. As a reminder, what I do when I first record this video, I put it up on social media, Facebook and Twitter. And for the first couple of days while it's up there, you can get your comments sent in to be included when I finalize the video. It's very easy to do. You don't need a special app or anything. You'll notice down below, you'll see a button that simply says record or reply. All you have to do is tap on that. You don't need a special app, as long as you're using your smartphone. You can then record some comments and send them in to me, and I'd love to include them. It makes these just so much richer to have the community being a part of this. So you can record the video, there's an option to play it back, make sure you're comfortable with it, and then save it and send it in. And after a couple of days, I put them all together and put this up on YouTube for everyone to enjoy. So you don't have to. If video isn't your thing, don't worry about it. Love the comments I see on Twitter and Facebook as well. All right. Talking about this particular episode, I made one mistake I just want to mention quickly here at the beginning. On the last video, I mentioned that I had kind of a special story to share related to this episode, but my timing was off with all that's going on with Fight for Wynonna. My apologies. This is actually the next episode, 207, that we got some fun stuff to share there. So in case you're wondering why I didn't maybe mention anything beyond the episode this time, just wanted to get that out there. All right, as far as the Earp sister scenes in this particular one, we start right at the very beginning with the two sisters out at the homestead, talking about what's been going on now that, Waverly is much aware of Wynonna's pregnancy. And, to me, it's a small thing, and I'm not even sure I noticed it the first time around, or maybe the second, or maybe by the 5th or the 10th. Another reason why we love this show so much is as they're walking there, they're moving from the barn, you can kind of tell, towards the homestead, and Waverly has a box of all the metal stuff that was part of that whole thing from when she was Gooverly. And I just think it's just a nice subtle touch that, after taking care of the demon, they still had all the metal out there, and they'd have to pick it up and bring it back into the homestead. So, a small thing, but just so nice on the continuity side of things. So I really like that. But they're having that quick conversation. Waverly's trying to be the helpful little sister, talking about the whole pregnancy topic and what's going to go on. And Wynonna is still very much in the nope, not going there phrase. And Waverly even says, you can't nope this away. So that's very sisterly. You're certainly a little more on the fun side of some of the interactions we're going to have in this episode, as opposed to some ones much later that are not quite as happy, shall we say. But it's a good one. Next time we have them together at the sheriff's office, Nicole is there. Wynonna is looking very bored, looking for something to do. And we get to have Waverly again trying to be helpful because she has given her some tea instead of her usual coffee. And Wynonna being Wynonna, she doesn't want any of that. It's not what she's expecting, not what she wants. And she's not going to say anything why yet, but I just think it's nice the way they kind of did that. We have another scene with them there at the, BBD Sheriff's Office. I use the same terms kind of interchangeably there as all the offices. A little later when they're all kind of talking about the fact that, Black Badge is no more and what's it going to mean to everyone. And we get the dolls, asking Wynonna out for coffee, and we can all kind of see what's playing there. And I like when Waverly and Wynonna are just talking about it afterwards. Wynonna's like, yeah, no big deal. And Waverly's like, yeah, big deal. That's, that's a date. That's something going on. And especially with the pregnancy, this is going to, play into this, obviously. So, Waverly kind of pushes her a little too much, and Wynonna pushes back, being the big sis, don't tell me what to do. So that's a very real relationship. I think any of us who've had, brothers, sisters, even good friends, they mean well sometimes, but how we all will do it, just sometimes getting a little too trying to tell people what to do. So that's so real. I mean, it's not like it's a big thing, but it's part of why this relationship to me is so real and means so much, because these are the kind of things that would happen. You know, we're not just dealing with the big demons or other stuff too. It's these little scenes that make the other bigger ones to me just so much more real because of how well they've laid the foundation of the relationship here. So, it strikes me even more when I do the rewatches, I think, when you start catching on some subtle things and things that are going on. So that's why I just wanted to highlight a little bit there. Then we have the whole, story of the episode playing out, the sleeping spell. The next time they're together, it's Wynonna waking up Waverly at the homestead. And by now, Wynonna's had the, giant switch in terms of how much more pregnant she's obviously showing and is, and actually showing Waverly there, and Waverly's reaction, wow, to say the least. So a nice way for the writers to make this work, and the whole overall story arc. We won't go too deep on that because we're doing Earp Sister stuff, but for all of us who knew, what was going to happen when they had to play it out this year, this was a fun way to take the reality of the situation and make it line up with the story line that's going to happen this year. So a nice little scene with the two of them there. The next time we have them together is back at the sheriff's office when they realize, Dolls is there, and they're going to work out, or they want to work out, who is causing this and what's going on, and gives them the radios. Specifically tells them not to use cutesy call signs. We know that's not going to happen. They're not going to take that advice. But even before we get the fun ones that so many of us now have had fun with on Twitter and such, again, another very real moment as Waverly apologizes for kind of coming on strong earlier. And also the fact that Wynonna shouldn't be the one to wake up Doc yet, since he doesn't know anything. But again, the cutesy call signs, the angel pants and bacon donut. Some of you are very familiar with those, and we see them in handles and mentioned on Twitter and such, and stuff to really love. And then one scene, it's not an Earp Sister one, but I have to call it out because it is so much, as I call them and many other folks do, a fist pump moment when you just love it to death, is when Wynonna kicks down the door going into the Sandman's place. Very reminiscent of previous times she's done it, and even though she is pregnant, she can still do it, still kicking ass. And I just love that. I love that so much. And then we're going to move towards the end of the episode in some very emotional stuff. First off, when they've kind of taken care of things and they go back to BBD, both Doc and Dolls are aware that Wynonna is pregnant, trying to talk to her about it there, and Waverly does, the important thing, getting in their way and saying, no, not now. Again, very important to do, and to realize that Wynonna needs some space right now. And then we have the scene at the very end of the episode. Okay. About 2 minutes long. Certainly feels like it's about 30 minutes long from what it does to us. But again, just so beautiful. Mel and Dom, and Wynonna just being so vulnerable. And Mel doing such a great job playing that. Wynonna talking about being a screw-up, but that the universe just is out to get her. The whole idea that no matter how much she tries to do some of these things with, taking care to be careful, it still didn't matter. The universe doesn't care, whether it's going to make her the heir or a mother or whatever, and just feeling so helpless. And it just hurts so much. And it's just so meaningful that she's got Waverly there with her. Talking about how it always comes back to the curse and that she can't do it. A season and a half about at this point that we're in, knowing how much she can do and how amazing she is, but realizing that she's still very human. I mean, let's face it, we all can be confident in situations. But when, you just get to this point where you feel like you just can't anymore, you understand it, and she's entitled to it. And as viewers, it certainly kind of hurts to see her be in that position. But it's important that she lets that out, and that we get to look in and see on it. Waverly just wiping away her tears. And the whole phrasing, that it's going to be okay and all. We all can feel like we'd like to be there to give someone a hug and to let folks know that when we see them, when they're in their deepest points. Because we've all been there, I think. And we've all had friends and loved ones who are, and it hurts us, and we want to be able to do more than we sometimes can. So if all of that doesn't break you, Waverly giving her Doc's note certainly did. The I'm all in, and then having her collapse right into Waverly's lap. I mean, oh my God. It's rare when a TV show can do this to us, but it's also really makes us realize how special it is that we all can care so much, and we can all, be a part of that experience. And the writing to create it, the job that Mel and Dom do to bring it to life. This is, very important. And it's why we all fight for the show, because it means so much to so many of us. So big Earp Sister stuff still to come. And I appreciate all your thoughts and comments, folks. It really is very special. And especially at this time when things are very much up in the air with the future of our show, it just reminds us, why we all do this and why we will continue to do this until we get that outcome that we all want in getting our show back on track. So again, thank you very much for watching, for listening, for sharing, being a part of this. I am very blessed to have you all out there, and I can't thank you enough for being a part of what I do here. So I hope you all take care, and we will catch you soon.
Hey everyone, just wanted to give my quick comments about this episode. This has obviously got the big end scene, but I want to start with just how quickly Waverly in this episode takes on the role of caring sister now that she knows about the pregnancy. And it's such a great new dynamic to throw into the mix with these two. I love that it gives us a lot of humor moments, especially obviously the angel pants and bacon donuts, cute call signs. Love that. Love just sort of the tea moment and Waverly kind of just giving these subtle pushes towards Wynonna to sort of talk about the pregnancy and talk about what's going on. Now, the end scene. So this scene is can I just say that Melanie's pregnancy this season has been the gift that just keeps giving with storyline for the two Earp sisters. The baby has just given us incredible moments that do not disappoint, and this episode is one for sure. Wynonna confessing to Waverly about how scared she is about the baby and how she can't do this, or she feels like she can't do this. Melanie and Dom's acting during this moment is incredible. The moment where Waverly wipes the tears from Wynonna's eyes gets me every time. I cry like a baby. It's just such a subtle thing, but it's so powerful. Just how Dom keeps swiping the tears as they fall from Mel's eyes. It's something that's so powerful. And again, she delivers the line of, I'm not saying it's going to be okay, but I'm just saying I'm here, is like a knife to the heart every time, because you genuinely feel that that love between the two, and how this baby is going to not only add to the relationship in such an important way, but just really bring them closer, which I love. And I also love that Waverly is the one to deliver the message to Wynonna from Doc, the I'm all in message, which I think we can all relate to right now with the fight for Wynonna and just being all in on that. So I know I touched quickly, but I want to give other people a chance to speak. And I just think this episode, from acting to writing, is incredible for the Earp sisters. So anyways, talk to you guys again.